Guys, I have been searching for this bag since 2018. It's been 5 years. Okay, enough talking. Hey everyone, it's your girl Lady Vintage Bags here, and I have a really exciting fall unboxing for 2023 vintage Louis Vuitton. Now we're coming into spring here in Australia, but you're going into fall there in America, and this is definitely a fall color, but would definitely work for spring summer too, because this is just a really good all year round color. So guys, I've been searching for this bag for so long, 5 years. Let's just get straight into it. Vintage Louis Vuitton. Okay guys, so you can see here, I've even got the original box. This is the closest I've ever gotten to getting a full set on a vintage Louis Vuitton item. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, let's keep unboxing. Look at that. Vintage Louis Vuitton box. So it's nothing like the box that we have today in terms of color scheme, that orange box. And this is even older than the brown box that a lot of people used to see in the early 2000s. This is like a really light tan colored box. This is a real vintage box. It says Louis Vuitton there, and then I'm not even going to try to pronounce those French words, but you can see that there. Okay, and it's also got like a textured cardboard too. Okay, let's open her up. Look at that. Okay, so there's just a thank you card from the Japanese seller I bought it from. Now this is a seller that I've never bought with before on eBay. So I did get this bag pre-authenticated with Pro Authenticators before purchasing, because I am new to this seller. They seem pretty small on eBay. So I was kind of like, oh, let's not take a chance. Let's just pre-authenticate first before buying. So their eBay store was JBN Japan, and I got it from eBay Australia. Oh, they're on Instagram. It says buying on Instagram is cheaper. I bought it on the eBay store just because it was my first time buying. Also, I didn't even know they had an Instagram, because you know, you get more protection on eBay. So I would always say, don't buy on Instagram with a seller unless you really know them and really trust them, just in general, because your chances of getting protection from an Instagram purchase is much less. Okay, so here it is. Here's that really vintage dust bag with the LV there. It's this really thick material. Kind of feels like a felt material. And you can see it's got a serrated edge. And these bags don't fray. This serrated edge helps it to not fray. Okay, enough talking. Dun, 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 dun. Here she is. This is the vintage Louis Vuitton St. Cloud GM in the Epi leather in the Canyon Fawn color. Canyon Fawn is my absolute favorite Epi color. I think the black or noir would be my second favorite, but Canyon Fawn is this really caramel brown color, and it just makes my heart sing. And look at how great the condition is. I don't know if you can see, but this hardware is super stinking shiny gold, like not tarnished at all. Do you know how hard it is to find a vintage Louis Vuitton bag that doesn't have tarnished hardware? It is super, super hard. And so when I saw the condition of this bag, I saw the condition of that shiny, unscratched, untarnished hardware. I saw at how structured this bag still was. Sometimes the Epi leather can get a bit saggy. It can lose its shape. It can start to sink in at the top, sinking at the back, sink in at the sides, sink in at the bottom, which this bag doesn't have any of that. It's got really still unscratched smooth leather there. Look at that hardware on the side there. Check that out. No tarnishing. The strap is not bent. These straps can start to crack or bend over time with use. This is still so stiff, like it hasn't even been broken in and softened up yet. Guys, if you don't know, this is a really logo-less bag. You just get like the one logo there on the corner and just a Louis Vuitton there. So if you're someone who likes super quiet luxury, low-key, this is definitely a style to check out. Okay, let's pop her open. Another reason why I chose this bag was because this version, I don't know if you can see, it says Louis Vuitton on the hardware there. Guys, this is not my first St. Cloud. I already own 2 monogram St. Clouds. So you can see here, I've got the St. Cloud PM, stinking cute little crossbody. And I've also got another St. Cloud GM in the monogram. None of these bags have Louis Vuitton written on this inner hardware here. And so at first I thought, oh my gosh, is this bag fake? Like, my existing St. Clouds do not have that. What type of feature is that? Why don't my other ones have that? You can see that they don't have Louis Vuitton there. And that's part of why I needed to get it pre-authenticated, because I'm like, okay, well, that's different. My other ones don't have it, so I get it. This is Epi and those are monogram. But I scrolled through a lot of pictures from other listings from other sellers, also of this Epi St. Cloud in the same color or in different colors as well. And none of them had it. So I was like, okay, I need to get this pre-authenticated, because if it's fake, obviously I don't want it. I don't want to pay for a fake one. But it came back pre-authenticated saying it's authentic. So I was like, okay, well, maybe there's something special about this year, which was 1994. Okay, let's keep opening her up. Look at that. This was the original ribbon that came with the bag. This is as close to a full set on a vintage bag I've ever gotten. Look at this original green Louis Vuitton ribbon. Look at that. And it looks like it came from a Japanese store, because this is all in Japanese. I don't know if anyone can read that. I mean, my guess is it was to celebrate the opening of a particular store. I tried to Google if there was a particular store opened at that time in that year, 1994 in Japan, but I couldn't find anything. If anyone can read Japanese, let me know. What does it say? Okay, so that's still in English. And that was the card that came with it as well, just a little cardboard. And the back is all in Japanese. Sorry if I'm not holding that still. I have like a little bit of shaky hands. This is as still as I can get it. So that was really nice of them to package that really well and put it in the plastic sleeve. I'm going to just keep that all in the plastic sleeve. But yeah, look at this beautiful green ribbon, guys. That's part of why I chose this particular bag from this seller, because it was nearly a full set. Guys, I've been collecting vintage Louis Vuitton for 5 years now, and as time goes on, I'm starting to want less of the cheap and cheerful bags that are a little bit damaged, or, you know, they're priced that way for a reason. And I'm starting to want to go for the little bit more expensive but really good condition bags, only because I want to be able to have these bags for a really long time as well. And so when you buy a 30-year-old bag that's already beat up, I don't really know how much longer the bag has left to go. Maybe it has 10 years left, 20 years left. I don't know. But I want these bags for a really long time so that I can pass them down, so they're still okay to use for my next generation. And so the better condition I get them in, the longer lasting they can be for me to use as an heirloom if and when I have kids. So I don't want the buck just to end with me with these bags. I'm hoping that if I have a child, or I do have nieces as well, that if I don't have a daughter or I don't have anyone to pass them to in my direct family, then I'll have nieces that I can pass it down to, because these bags are so beautiful and I don't want them to just die with me. I don't want them to break on me. I want them to keep going and keep going down the line. I want my collecting efforts to be worthwhile in my family. Okay, let's keep going. So I don't know if you guys can see. Look at that there. Can you see that? No cracking on the leather there or the glazing there. Do you know how hard it is to find one in this condition? This is actually a really common area to find cracks. It's really susceptible to cracks, particularly on the monogram ones. So I'll just show you an example. So you can see here the canvas is cracked right there, because that's an area that bends. Same on this side, the canvas is cracked there. Now, you may know that once canvas is cracked on a bag, Louis Vuitton is likely to reject that bag for any future repairs. Cracked canvas is one of their like no-goes, one of their deal breakers for repairing a bag. So bear in mind when you're buying a vintage Louis Vuitton and you're planning on getting it repaired with Louis Vuitton, that if you get one with cracked canvas, it could hinder your ability to have the bag repaired. But this one is in perfect condition. Perfect condition. Now the inside is leather lined, guys. How often do you find a leather lined bag these days? It's so low maintenance. Now sticky pockets are a notorious problem with vintage Louis Vuitton. Now this one, yes, this one is starting to have a problem. Look, I just stuck my finger in there and you see those black dots? That's the inner lining coming out. So this one does have that problem. It's kind of like at the beginnings of the problem. It's like you could put your stuff in there, you could still use it, but there's a risk of this residue coming off on your stuff. But it's not at the point of like full stuck together yet. So if you guys don't know, the vintage Louis Vuitton bags, the inner lining of pockets, so that includes back pockets, that includes internal zippered pockets. I have an internal zipper pocket here. So they are made from a particular type of vinyl that Louis Vuitton uses, and they call it Vitonite or Vitonette. So it's not leather, it's a vinyl. So it's like this plasticky material and it can melt. And over time, with heat, humidity and age, as these bags are very old, they do melt and they become this tarry, sticky, residuey type thing. And so sometimes it gets so bad that if they're not cleaned out, they can affect the zipper of the inside pocket and you actually can't unzip it at all, or the pocket is basically stuck together. Now, a lot of people, such as myself and other vintage Louis Vuitton collectors, we clean them out to make the bags usable. And other Louis Vuitton collectors, they're like, nah, don't worry, look, I'm not even going to use a pocket anyway. Forget it. It's a huge job and I can't be bothered right now, and they just never end up doing it. So you could go either way. You could clean it out, make it usable. You could not clean it out and just don't worry about using it. Either way. Guys, so I don't know if you're familiar with fraying on glazing on epi bags, but this one has only minimal. Can you see that there? It's just minimal fraying. Otherwise, the glazing is mostly in pretty good condition. Guys, this is literally one of the best condition vintage Louis Vuitton bags I've ever bought. As I said, I'm usually like a cheap and cheerful kind of girl. This is not the most expensive vintage Louis Vuitton bag. So the most expensive one I bought was actually this one, which is probably my rarest piece. This is from the 70s, pre-date code. A lot of ads have this listed as either the Sac Vendôme or the Sac Passy. It's got a turn lock, which is literally in the shape of a padlock. That was my most expensive bag, but not my best condition bag. That's one of the top, but not the best. This has now become the best condition bag I have bought. And it's also still not the most expensive. Okay, so while we're on the topic of prices, let's talk prices. So guys, how much did I pay for this? Which is with the box, with the dust bag, with the ribbon. I mean, the box is in really good condition as well. So this is as closest to a full set as I've ever gotten. There was no receipt, so that was missing. But I think I think it probably is a full set, just minus the receipt. Okay, guys, so oh, okay, I just found a flaw. Okay. I didn't notice this in the listing. Okay, guys, so I did just notice a flaw. There's just like this little this little black spot there. But I'm wondering, did I just put that there? Because I had the residue from the back pocket on my finger. Did I just put that there? I'm going to have to go back and watch this footage again to see if that was there when I first unboxed it, because now I'm totally confused. I don't remember seeing this dot in the picture.
Dun, 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 dun. He, she.
Okay guys, so while we're on the topic of prices, let's talk how much I paid for this. So what I paid, including taxes in Australian dollars, was $557. So it came with free shipping, and Australian taxes is 10%. So without the tax, it would have been $500, but I paid like $557. So that converts to about 360 American dollars, and that's including my 10% tax. So if you remove $36, then that's how much the American price would have been minus the tax. So what do you guys think about the price? For me, I think that price is okay considering the condition of the bag and the fact that I got a full set. Now, if you want to factor in the amount that I paid for authentication, it was an extra 15 US dollars, but you know, whatever. Guys, for this condition, I was looking at other sellers and it was over 700 Australian dollars, which is I think over like 500 US dollars. So I think in terms of how much I paid, the price is definitely not too bad. Can you find cheaper St. Cloud GMs? Yes, of course you can. Are they in worse condition? Yes. Did I buy this bag because it came with basically nearly a full set? Yes. I have no bag that came with the vintage box. I have vintage dust bags, yes, but I have no vintage box. I have no vintage ribbon, and I wanted at least one bag with that because I really love the brand. I really love Louis Vuitton. I think even though I have Chanel and I have an Hermes bag, and yes, they are beautiful, I think with my more casual lifestyle, I'm not like someone who goes to events. I'm not an influencer. I don't have things to go to. Like I just go to my friends' birthdays, which is just at their house or their restaurant. I'm not out taking photos. You'll see my Instagram is like very boring. I'm really very ordinary person. So with my ordinary lifestyle, casual lifestyle, Louis Vuitton just seems to like fit my life better. Like I'm not taking my Chanel everywhere. Sometimes I do occasionally take it for a dog walk. Sometimes I even just take it to the grocery store. But it's just easier to use vintage Louis Vuitton rather than vintage Chanel for everyday use because it is more low maintenance. Okay guys, so what do you think of this bag? Is this a bag you'd be interested in? Is this a bag you've seen before? Is this a bag you've owned before? Tell me your thoughts about this bag, whether you like it or don't like it, in the comment section down below. Now, if you are interested in the St. Clouds, I actually have a comparison video between the PM and the GM. So if you're looking to see which size you should buy, I have a whole comparison video for you. And I actually have a review video about the St. Cloud GM already in the monogram. So if you want to know more in-depth details about the exact dimensions, how it fits, what fits, check out that video if you're thinking about that bag for yourself. Okay guys, see you in the next one. Bye.